And welcome back to And welcome back to DarthNews, special edition Tinder takeover. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. I'm not really taking over Tinder, but I'm gonna commentary on it, commentate. I'm gonna talk about it. Now, I'm not here to judge you or scold you or make fun of you if you use dating apps. If you use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Plenty of Fish, Match, whatever. If you use dating apps, that's cool. More power to you. If that helps, your chances of meeting somebody, great. What? Oh, I'm not great, okay, great job. No, I did not mean whites. No, I did that. That was not a dog whistle. So if you're using dating apps, this is not me taking a shot at you. I'm not digging at you. Okay, full disclaimer, I used dating apps for years. And it worked, I had a lot of bad experiences. I had some okay ones. Nothing ever stuck, nothing long-term, nothing meaningful. Just a lot of fast food pussy, if you know what I'm saying. No. Tinder is just like a fast food version of getting pussy or dick or whatever. It's just a fast food way to get sex. That's really all it is. People say, I'm not here looking for sex. It's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's why you're on Tinder. Anyway. And dating apps give you a warped reality of the women that you should probably, really be looking at to be with, long term. If you're looking for a relationship, you should not be on Tinder, okay? You shouldn't be. That is not a place to find meaningful relationships. Yes, I have heard of the few stories where someone got married and they met on Tinder. Okay, I know it's happened, but that is just not the reality of what Tinder is for. Okay? Tinder is for fucking. You're not gonna find anything meaningful in Tinder. But hey, I'm not gonna knock you, okay? If your MO is swinging dick and pulling pussy, more power to you. I mean, there is no comparison to the magic feeling that you get when you meet somebody that you didn't expect to meet. Like when you go to a party or you go on vacation somewhere and you just meet someone out of the blue. They just run in, your paths just cross. It's like destiny. And it's just like, oh my God. It's like the universe just put this person in front of you. And that feeling of meeting somebody that way, that organic way, is just so much more rewarding and fulfilling than, hey, you want to meet up at the fucking Applebee's and then maybe we can have sex and never talk again? If that's what you want, again, go for it. So I deleted those dating apps a while ago, like a year and a half ago. So I've been sober from the dating world for a long time. But I downloaded Tinder again and Bumble, and I made just some bullshit profile just so I could see what was going on to make this video. And I gotta say, I'm not missing much, I'm not missing much at all. Tinder is all about first impressions, right? Put your best face forward, or your best foot forward. I don't know. You put your best version of you forward, you get your best angles, your best photos. It's all about first impressions, right? Because you want to, attract somebody. So you're just trying to put on your super self. Well, maybe I swiped for maybe 45 minutes just for the fuck of it, really. And it was roughly about 2 out of 10 girls were normal, and 1 out of the 10 were actually attractive that I would. And I mean, that's 10%, but it's not that they're hot or not by my standards, because my standards of beauty are not the standards of beauty or what is beautiful. It's not my type. But some of them, a lot of them are no longer women. They're men, and they are pretending to be women. So it's really annoying, is what I'm saying. It's like if I put in my profile, I'm looking for a female, and I keep seeing dudes that look like chicks because they identify as female, that's gonna piss me the fuck off. I don't want to see trans people. They should make a separate tab for trans. If you're into trans, great, you will see the trans. Otherwise, not interested. And it's really annoying. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know we're looking for women. So what are you just rolling the dice? You're just hoping that maybe, luck of the draw, you're gonna find some straight boy that wants to suck your little pee-pee? I don't know, but let's get into it. Oh yeah, thank you, Applejack. Before we get into it, hey, Mr. Voice. Hey, buddy, can I have my chain? I'm missing my gold chain. Just send it down. Mr. Voice! Oh. Thank you. You're the best. I love you. All right, so first up is Kelly. Kelly is a 34-year-old female who loves wearing headbands. She loves social justice, Black Lives Matter, politics, mental health awareness, and she loves protesting and looting. Hey, like white silence is violence? I mean, what the fuck does that even mean, man? I mean, I know what it means. It means what she's saying is, with the sign, white silence is violence. What she's saying by white silence is violence is if you're white and you don't talk about, you know, how important black people are and how oppressed they are and how racist you are, just inherently, if you don't do that, then, well, you're a bigot. Yeah, and there's a lot of bigotry happening in this country today. So if you refuse to acknowledge that you as a white person are what are we talking about? No, I did not smoke any weed today. I just forgot what we were talking about, mid-sentence. So what Kelly was trying to say is if you're white and you don't actively speak up about Black Lives Matter, then you're a racist. No? That's not what she means? Well, then what does she mean? Oh, yeah, violence. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, that makes no sense because words can't be violent. So I don't know what she means by that. It makes no goddamn sense. I could yell at you until the cows come home, but it will never hurt you except emotionally. Is that why it's violence? Because these are attacks on these fucking little limp dick liberals, like, emotions? Oh my god, you hurt my feelings! You hurt my fucking feelings! Next up is Sylvia, which is unfortunate because that was my grandmother's name, and I love that name, but not so much anymore. Anyway, oh, I know, my bad. We'll take it back. So next up is Sylvia. She's 22 years old and loves dressing up like a mime. A ma'am. Did I say mime? She kind of looks like a mime, right? No, I meant to say ma'am, because she's obviously trans. But she says, what does she say? She says, he says, my voice sounds awful. Total man voice. Yeah, well, intelligence has left the planet. And next up is Ashley. Ashley is a 24-year-old female who is attending community college in Oakland. She also happens to be a gay man who is undercover as a woman. That way she can lure straight boys into his Jeffrey Dahmer sex dungeon. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really good with first impressions, but that's the impression I get. Yeah, I know. I'm a bigot. I could be wrong. It could be a woman. But if it is a woman, no offense, honey, but the androgynous look is only going to get you so far. Oh, no, but looking like a guy and a girl equally will attract twice as many people. No, I don't think it works like that. But you know what? I'll allow it. Have a good day. Our next contestant is Ashley. Yes, another one. And it's spelled the same. Except this one I think is a woman. I don't know. She's 28, loves cosplaying as Wonder Woman. She received her gender studies degree, and she promotes feminism while hating white, rich men, while simultaneously looking for straight, white, rich men on Tinder. The irony is overwhelming. But for realsies, Ashley is kawaii in the streets and hentai in the sheets. Ooh, ow, ow, ow! Damn, girl. She says, I come from a big family and they are very important to me. Okay, so bonus points for the family matters. Okay, that's also important to me. Not that, we're compatible, but I do like that. And I was just being harsh on you because you just don't wear a Wonder Woman onesie bathing suit, maybe, as the profile. And next up is Celestial. She is a 25-year-old celestial sorceress supreme who has a gift of reading palms and feet. That's right, all you Quentin Tarantino motherfuckers out there, she can read your feet. She loves crystal balls, tarot cards, Ouija boards, Magic the Gathering, and cleaning out your wallet. She also has a very old collection in mint condition of her Pokemon cards from the 3rd grade. She loves streaming on Twitch for 12 hours at a time, and she never shuts the fuck up about chakras and that one time she took mushrooms. Before we continue, I just want to say, I know there's a few of you who are watching this video going, oh my god, Darth is such a fucking misogynist. I'm like so sick of him just making fun of women. They're putting themselves out there. They're just strong, brave, and beautiful, and they're just showing who they really are. Yeah, okay, well that's great and all, but if you're trying to get a date, which is the whole point of a dating app, you're trying to find your mate, you're trying to attract people to you, put some fucking effort into it. It's not that hard. Aren't you women? Don't women like makeup and shit like that? Don't they like putting on makeup? I mean, fuck, the trannies are putting more effort into their makeup than you women. That's saying something. Not all. And yes, I am cherry picking these profiles. Yes. But at the same time, I'm not really cherry picking because there's so many of them. There's so many of these just wacky profiles of people, just wacky people that are just like, that don't give a fuck. For some reason, they don't give a fuck. But there's so many of them, I could make this video 2 days long. For 48 hours, just keep the camera rolling. I know some of you would love that. We could do a Tinder marathon. Maybe I'll dabble into the male sphere of Tinder. But the reason why I'm not touching on the male profiles and making fun of the male profiles is, one, I'm not really interested in setting up a fake profile to look at guys' profiles. Maybe for content I would do it for a video. But I don't know. I wanted to commentate on my experience as a man. And as a man on a dating app, I'm just relaying how I feel about what I'm seeing, really. That's it. It just so happens that I'm a man. If I were a woman and I had this channel and I was like DarthNews but a female, I would be making fun of the guys' profiles. But I don't think I care that much, because guys are guys are guys. Dudes are they're dudes. But some of these women, man, they're just, you can't even call them women or they'll get offended. So, you can go ahead and assume that I'm just making fun of women. You can just think that's all Darth does is make fun of women. But, fuck, man, I don't have an answer to that, really. Look, that's not true. I have an answer. And the answer is this. I love women. I love women. Like, women are a necessity in almost every aspect of life. Without women, like, what the fuck would this world be like? Women are essential in so many ways, fundamentally. So I'm not making fun of the strong, truly independent or intelligent females. I'm talking about these fucking wacko Looney Tunes that are on Tinder. And I'm here to make fun and have a laugh at how crazy the dating world on these apps has become. It's literally a fucking clown world. Why would anyone want to go onto Tinder if everything is just like a blue-haired, non-gender fucking queer eye for the straight guy? I don't know. Like, it's just like, why? If you guys are looking for your soulmate, if you're ready to get serious, this is DarthNews giving dating advice. If you're ready to be serious and you're single, get the fuck off of Tinder. Get off of Bumble, get off of Hinge, get off of all those, get off of them. It's bad for you. It's bad for your brain. And it shows you this giant pool of options that we never had 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Now it's like you're competing with everybody. Put that shit down. Delete those apps and go out in the real world and just say hello to somebody. Introduce yourself. Grow a pair of balls. God, everyone's just so behind their phone. They don't want to talk to anybody unless it's through a text. That's craziness. Get out there, go to a festival, go to a concert, go to a venue, and meet people. It's the most rewarding way to start a relationship, and relationships that start off organically like that, by you actually meeting them out in the real world and not online, are ones that I think will last much longer and will mature in a much more beautiful and just wholesome way than this shit. But if you're just looking to get laid, power to you, man. All right, so All right, next up is Samantha. Samantha is 22 years old. Her favorite movies are G.I. Jane and V for Vendetta, and she loves taking long walks along the edges of cliffs, buildings, and bridges. She's Samantha, Next up is Alyssa. Alyssa is 26 years old, and boys, she ain't trying to Netflix and chill, so don't even think about it. Oh no, she ain't fucking around with your broke, horny ass. Take me on a date, she says. Take me to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, she says. Take me to the Gucci store and buy me something or just steal it. All right, but let's get serious. Let's get serious. Alyssa, honey, baby. Beautiful dress, but you're wearing a tight red fucking dress. You're telling me you got all dressed up in your Jessica Rabbit dress and you're not trying to fuck? You're not trying to fuck even a little bit? A little bit? Because, in that dress, like myself and every other man that ever walked this earth thinks you want to fuck. So if that's not what you're trying to do, you're doing a really bad job at it. But seriously, Netflix and chilling is the best thing ever. Okay, and we don't even have to do the chilling part. I fucking love watching movies. I love movies. I canceled Netflix, but I would still watch Netflix if I, but I love movies. So if you're not down to just hang out and watch a movie, if we can't just geek out on some of my favorite movies together, then we're not simpatico. Okay? If you don't want to Netflix and chill, then I don't want to chill at all. Okay, not first date. Okay, no, Applejack, I was not talking about first dates. Just mean like in general. Okay, say you go on your first date, and then the second date maybe, or third date, you want to like come watch a movie or something. You know, because she's too afraid of COVID, even though she's vaxxed and wears 3 masks, to go to the movie theater, so you decided to stay home and watch a movie in the basement. And our last contestant and runner-up for the day is Charlie. That's Charlie with an I. Just an I. Not an I-E, not a Y, just an I. Well, Charlie is a 29-year-old female who is not fooling anybody behind that mask. Now, Charlie claims to be a they, them, and a she, her, which is very fucking confusing. And it's very contradictory, because how the fuck does that make sense? You can't identify as they, them, because that's like the non-binary, and she, her. I think you got your pronouns confused. I mean, I'm not even woke, and I know this. All right, ladies, I'm going to throw you a free bone here. I want to give you a freebie, so take this advice to heart. All right, if you're on these dating apps, and you feel compelled to put your pronouns in your profile, if you put she, her, or they, them in your profile, that is 1, the fastest way to kill a guy's boner, and 2, the fastest way to get swiped left. If you're wondering why nobody is swiping right on you, that's why. So stop it! Unless you're a super duper androgynous looking motherfucker, that's the only time where pronouns would be acceptable. So that way I know what you are, because if it's just too confusing, I need some guidance. You know, if you're like right down the middle, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Then use the pronouns. But otherwise, I have 2 fucking eyes, and I can see if you're a dude or a woman. And if you want to be identified as non-binary, well, we're not compatible. So good luck with all that, all the pronouns. By the way, if you didn't memorize all 78,000 pronouns by now, you're a bigot. Well, gender. There's 78,000 genders, but you have to think, with each one of those genders, there's like 3 or 4 pronouns. So it's a lot you got to remember. So you better start going to school and studying. Oh no, they teach this in every school, from K through 12. They teach it. Yeah, 100%. I guess what I'm getting at is, could someone just please explain how you can be a they, them, and a she, her? Can some smooth brain just leave a comment down below and let me know how this is possible? Because I need to know. Not like I want to know. This is like a need to know basis. So help me out. Anyways, Charlie with an I loves podcasts, running, cooking way too much vegan food. Yeah, speaking of that, you should probably chill out with the soy. It's fucking with your estrogen levels. You're not supposed to have that much estrogen. You might start growing tits. Anyways, I could rant about this for days. I could just rant. I could just keep going forever on this subject. Dating and Tinder and, expectations that should be met. But we are living in a 21st century clown world, so I guess you can't expect too much in times like these. You see, the thing about Tinder and other apps similar to it is that it's always like one or the other. It's either like just the most repulsive, like not what you're looking for person, or it's the complete opposite of what you're looking for, where it's like the supermodel, the Instagram slut, the pretentious trust fund baby Beverly Hills bitch. You know what I mean? Like the one that like is completely out of reach, that no guy ever actually goes on a date with. She just puts her fucking pictures on there just to be a narcissist, I guess. So they're either butt fucking ugly, transsexual, or they look so pretty and pretentious. Once in a while you come across like a supermodel, right? And you're like, there's no fucking way this is a real profile. And it's like, is it? It's like, you never really know. Like how many times have people been catfished on these dating apps? Thousands of times. Not the same person, but collectively. I mean, I was catfished, but I actually, well, okay, quick time out. DarthNews story time. So back when I lived in San Francisco, this is before my last serious relationship, I was, in the market, and this was, I think it was Hinge. Not Hinge. Sorry, I think it was Tinder. It was like one of the first dating apps that kind of got popular. Anyway, I think it was Tinder. This girl looked beautiful, and she had a whole profile filled out like in detail, man. Like she cared. Like, you don't put that much effort into your bio on Tinder. That's what you save for like like a matchmaking service that you pay for. Like she put her heart on the wall. I was like, okay, this girl seems legit, and she's extremely beautiful. So, me, young 23-year-old guy, I'm just like, oh, lucky me. I'm gonna smash I'm gonna take her to dinner and we're gonna smash. Turns out she wants to go to a vegan restaurant. Now she's like, do you want to go to a restaurant? I'm like, yeah. So we go to this restaurant. Well, so hold on, back it up. We're talking, she's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, like the usual, movie, dinner, whatever. She's like, okay, let's go to dinner. Let's go get something to eat, like, have a drink. I'm like, sounds great. Let's do it. And she's like, oh, I know this place downtown that's like really good. You'll love it, blah, 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 blah. It's not for everybody, but I think you'll really like it. And I was like, cool. I didn't really go into like, what kind of food is it? But I find out on my way there that it's a vegan restaurant. So I'm like, shit. Because, one, it's not that I don't like vegan food, because I don't. But no offense, vegans. I know there's a lot of good vegans out there. But holy shit, if I would have known she was vegan, I don't think I would have went on the date. I don't think I can date a vegan, because I can't eat a nice juicy steak or a cheeseburger and have someone just like looking at me and judging me like I'm some kind of fucking sinner. No. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, but seriously, every vegan that I have ever met, like personally met, within the first 5 minutes, they always start with that. It's always brought into conversation. They just can't help themselves. They have to let you know that they're vegans. They have to let you know. And a lot of vegans, or at least the stereotypical vegans that go viral on Twitter and TikTok and shit like that, the ones that are just like insufferable, the vegans that give vegans a bad name, those ones usually come off as stupid leftist cunts. And I can't stand people that are entitled, that have like this woke authority over you, this moral authority. And usually veganism goes hand in hand with a lot of those political and social beliefs. Just saying, like if you're a vegan, there's a pretty good chance you voted for Joe Biden. Am I wrong? Also, if you voted for Joe Biden, the blood of those 13 American soldiers are on your hands. You voted for that, but that's not this video. We'll talk about Afghanistan later. I don't know when, like later, like on Friday. Okay, by the way, I'm not actually back yet. I'm not really back into the action yet. So when I get back to home base with my cloud wall and the whole setup and my studio, when I get back home, then it'll be an official return of DarthNews. But I don't know. I'm just trying to. I'm bored. I'm not really having a lot of friends or hobbies. Nobody really likes me, and I think I'm really hard to talk to because I just want to talk over you, because what you have to say is not important, or not nearly as important as what I have to say, because what I have to say is always more important than what you have to say. So I never really want to hear what you have to say, so therefore I'm really bad at conversations. Hence why I just talk to the camera, because it's like talking to myself. It's like a narcissist's dream. Seriously, I'm a narcissist. Anybody who puts themselves on camera is a narcissist, which is exactly why Hollywood is full of fucking narcissists, because all they want to do is just be on TV and be famous and me. No, but in all seriousness, the reason why I cover my face is because I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't give a fuck about people knowing who I am. Because if you see my face, we're getting off topic a little bit. Yeah, I know. But if you were to see my face, right? Sure, the show would go on. You would still watch it, and it might be it might be really cool. It might work really good for me. Maybe I'll get more subscribers. I don't know. But by seeing my face, you're judging, you're subconsciously making judgments of me. Not that I'm self-conscious of my face, it's just you're going to be judging me based on my face and not on what I'm saying. Or it just, if I showed my face, I would look like a crazy person. But with the mask on, it kind of makes it like it's okay. Like I'm not crazy. And I remember thinking to myself, this is kind of sus, this is a little bit suspicious, because you just like tore your heart out in like a 10-paragraph bio on Tinder, and you didn't mention that you're a vegan. Like usually vegans, they lead with that. Like if you're a non-binary, you lead with that. You're like, or if you're gay, you're like, I'm gay, Or if you're black, you're like, I'm black. Okay, so this is in the Bay Area. This is San Francisco, right? And I have to take public transportation everywhere. So it took me like 35 minutes on the bus, like another 10-minute ride on the subway. And I had to walk like another 10 minutes. So it was a bitch to get to this restaurant downtown, because I didn't have a car at the time. And I get there, and it's a giant glass, plate window, so you can just see right into the restaurant. And I kind of like, I'm on the sidewalk, but like in the road, like as if like I'm waiting for my Uber. And for some reason, I can't see the girl in the restaurant. And she's texting me, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, oh, I don't see you. I don't see you in there because I'm right outside looking in. I don't see you. Well, I mean, I've been looking at your pictures for the last 3 days, like drooling over them. Like, I got your face, like, it's in there. You're not in there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I told you, the vegan thing, not telling me she was a vegan was the first red flag. And that's a major red flag. That's like a big no-no. So I realized that as I'm texting her that like I haven't like looked to see who was on their phone, right? So I looked in and I sent her a text and I'm looking to see like who's gonna answer their phone. Half the fucking people in the restaurant are on their phone. So I'm like, damn it, okay, that's not gonna work because it's a crapshoot. I have no idea who it could be. So I'm gonna call her. Now we haven't spoken over the phone. It's only been like messaging. So I'm like, okay. So I call her. Nothing. Literally nothing. Goes to voicemail. I'm like, all right. I chill for 5 more minutes. She just texts me, hey, where are you? I said, I'm about 5 minutes away. Sorry. And I'm looking in. I'm like, where the fuck is she? Who is like? She didn't respond to my call. She didn't answer my call. She didn't acknowledge my call. And she's like, where are you? So I'm like, okay. So I call her again. Like right away. Don't respond to her text. Just call her again. She answers. But I'm looking in as I'm on the phone, right? So I'm like, hey. And I see the phone come up. I see who it is. And I see her mouth start moving. And I'm like, hey. And she says hi. And there's that like 1.5 second delay. And I'm like, boom, it's you. And it was not. I repeat, it was not the bitch in the pictures. This bitch was catfishing me. She must have been pushing 200 pounds. She had like these big old arms, you know, with like the flappy. Okay, she had this like weird tattoo on her neck. She was wearing what looked to be, I don't know if it was like a dress or if it was like one of those floofy skirts that goes to the, I don't know what the fuck she was wearing, okay? She had like blonde hair and a little bob cut. Like, I couldn't believe. I knew there was a reason why I didn't walk in there. Because I was like, I want to see if I can find her first because she would be the most beautiful person in the restaurant. It would not be hard to pick her out. I could walk up to the hostess and be like, hey, have you seen a girl that looks like this? Or showed her the picture, and she would have been like, right there. You couldn't miss her. That's how pretty she is. Not that looks are everything, but I knew I just shouldn't have walked. If I would have walked in there, it would have been so awkward because I would have walked straight the fuck out. If she would have been like, hey, I would have been like, ah! And I would have left immediately. Fucking immediately. I would have made a scene because being catfish is bullshit. Like, what, you expect me to like, so you lie to me this whole time, right? This is what I don't get about catfishing, right? You lie to me the entire fucking time we're talking. You set me up. And you think I'm not going to react? That you're not the person that you're putting yourself off to be? That you're not the person that I've been assuming you are? When I meet you face to face and I find out you're not the person that I thought I've been talking to this whole time? You're not the person, the reason why I showed up to begin with, why I put up with all the public transportation in a fucking needle and piss and shit infested city? Why I trekked through shit and blood to get here? And you're not the person that you've been claiming to be? Of course I'm gonna freak the fuck out. How did you see this playing out? Like, what scenario, in what reality did you see this working in your favor? Of course I'm gonna, did you hope to make me feel so like, I don't know, like guilty that I would just, you would guilt trip me into sitting down and talking to you and having dinner? No. If you start off a relationship with a lie, fuck you. So anyways, long story short, I remember just like looking through the window on the phone and she's talking and I just shut down. My mind was just like, I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. This is not something I'm going to entertain today. I'm not fucking with this. And I couldn't find a word to say. So I just put the phone down and she was just still talking. And my phone and I'm looking at her, I'm just like, fuck this. Hung up, walked away, deleted the app, or deleted her, blocked her profile, and I learned my lesson. You know, I got catfished, but, you know, what? Oh, I don't know. Maybe she thought I saw her or something. I'm sure she was like, damn it, there goes another one. And this goes back to my expectations and standards of like dating apps. You know, like obviously they're not all going to be the creme de la creme, okay? And if you're just not an attractive person, that's okay. Use the qualities you do have to make yourself more attractive. Use what you do have, okay? And you can turn a negative into a positive real quick. Okay, you can be ugly or fat or whatever and still have a profile, and I might not swipe right, but I could at least acknowledge like there is somebody out there for this for you. There's someone out there for you, and it shouldn't be too hard because you look like just an awesome person. You know, I don't know. So it doesn't matter if you're ugly or not. It's just about how you present yourself. So don't present yourself like like someone you're not. Like don't catfish people. How about that? Yeah, okay, we went off, Jesus. Okay, we went off the rails a little bit, so let me just wrap this up with a nice little bow on top. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the view. And until next time, don't you guys dare forget to pull out. That is POO. Fucking hell. And as always, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, go to my merch store, DarthNews.com, leave me a comment, and go to my Patreon. And donate as little as $1 a month. It goes a long way towards my drug habits. I'm just being honest. I'm an honest person. Yeah, I use my Patreon money to buy cocaine. How else do you think I make videos? If I don't have cocaine, there's no videos to make because I am not motivated. I'm just joking. I don't do cocaine, and I definitely don't use my Patreon money for drugs. As a matter of fact, it all sits there and it doesn't really go anywhere, except for the one time I took it out to buy my camera. So thank you. Seriously, I love all of you. Yeah, I don't know how to end. I never know how to end these things. Just go out in the world and meet somebody if you're single. Get the fuck off Tinder. That's it. Like if I'm just gonna keep ranting. So like, if I meet somebody like a girl and I'm kind of interested, and I see like the Tinder app on her phone when she's like going through her apps, and I see Tinder, I'm like, I mean, I don't judge, but I'm like, okay, well that means you're probably getting around, especially if you're an attractive woman. So it's kind of like a turnoff, honestly. The problem that I encountered when dating girls off Tinder and Bumble and shit like that, my experience of dating has been primarily in California. So take that for what it's worth, which is not a lot. Because California sucks. And everyone's fake. But the problem that I ran into was I would meet a girl and we keep dating, right? We would go on a couple dates. We met on Tinder, right? And we started just texting. Like we stopped using the app to communicate. We were just texting, and we had kind of like been dating like formally, like informally, but like we've been talking nonstop, hanging out, going to movies, going on hikes, going to the Hollywood sign, all this shit. And I find out she's still going on other Tinder dates like behind my back because we're not official. So it's like, dude, no, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. Anyways. Subscribe and get Darthanized today. It's free. There's no charge to get Darthanized. Just subscribe.